The United States is home to over 325 million people. Out of those 325 million people, the US has incarcerated 2.2 million of them, which is 25% of the world's incarcerated population. One of the largest reasons the United States has such a large incarcerated population is because unlike countries like Finland, Norway, and Germany, the United States decided to adopt retributive justice rather than restorative justice. Retributive justice is a system of criminal justice based on the punishment of offenders rather than on rehabilitation. Restorative justice is a system of criminal justice that focuses on rehabilitation of offenders through reconciliation with victims and the community at large. Due to the United States adopting retributive justice over restorative justice, its incarcerated population has shown to be so much larger when compared to countries like China, India, and Brazil. According to BBC News, India's incarcerated population is 332,000, China's is 1.5 million, and Brazil's is 371,000. Another downside to the US mistake of adopting retributive justice is that our incarceration rate is inconceivable. The United States incarcerates 776 people per 100,000. Compare this to the countries I've mentioned before. Finland's incarceration rate is 55 per 100,000. Germany's 77 per 100,000. Norway, 74 per 100,000. Not only is the US infamous for its incredibly high rates of incarceration, it's also known for its abusive prisons. With prisons being understaffed and overcrowded, violence and abuse is imminent. 217,000 prisoners are raped each year. HIV infection is 5 times higher compared to the free population. Diseases and infections such as TB and MRSA are prevalent in prisons due to lack of personal hygiene, overcrowding, lack of health care, insufficient supply of hygiene products, and poor structural foundations that do not protect prisoners from the elements. TB and MRSA are bad, but how about murder? The Bureau of Justice Statistics found that from 2001 to 2013, 762 inmates were murdered, either by guards or other inmates in the state prisons. The Bureau of Justice Statistics also found that from 2001 to 2013, 116 homicides occurred in federal prisons. Overall, from 2001 to 2013, 42,157 prisoners have died in state prisons, along with 4,701 prisoners in federal prisons. Let's have a look as to how Germany runs its prisons compared to the United States. Germany's criminal justice system prioritizes not only rehabilitation, but also accountability. Germany believes that a person's punishment is the loss of their freedom for a period of time. The German criminal justice system has many differences to the United States criminal justice system when it comes to freedoms and quality of life. In German prisons, you're given your own room and your own bathroom. Prisoners would wear their own clothes, not prison uniforms. And prisoners are allowed to use a communal kitchen which they can cook meals for themselves with the food they purchase. They are also able to move around in the prison as much as they please. But the biggest point that Germany makes when it imprisons people is that there is a respect for the human dignity of the prisoner. When you compare Germany's crime rates with the United States, you can see the difference that rehabilitation has compared to retribution. Another great example is Norway's criminal justice system. Norway is a country that chose the path of restorative justice. Since August of 2014, Norway has had less than 4,000 prisoners. That is less than 0.1% of Norway's entire population. Norway's rearrest rate is 20%, which is one of the world's lowest rates. One example of Norway's fantastic prisons is Hallin Prison, a prison that strives to look and be as normal as possible. Hallin Prison has a fully equipped kitchen. Each prisoner gets their own room. The prisoners are allowed to be trained for life outside of prison. And the prisoners have the option to join programs like woodworking, or use certain amenities like a recording studio or assembly shops. Overall, Norway not only punishes its prisons, not only punishes prisoners by taking away their freedom, but also rehabilitates their prisoners by treating them humanely and educating them so that they may return to society as reformed citizens. Rehabilitation is the most efficient and effective way for a country to run its criminal justice system. Would you rather have someone who learned nothing from their time in jail, or would you rather have someone who is reformed and ready to join civil society? Thank you.